Welcome back to another episode of LWB Alex. Now you guys have been with me so far and thank you very much as we journey this together. Today I want to go on a topic which you guys are well aware but it should be spoke about is why you should always keep posting no matter what. This topic has been generalized all over the place, all over YouTube, and you can find it there. You find it all over YouTube, keep posting, keep posting, keep posting, and they say it over and over and over and over again because there's a reason why they do that. The thing is, if you don't keep posting, you don't keep your rhythm up. If your rhythm doesn't keep on going, then you're not keeping your momentum. If your momentum pretty much fails you, then you lose your audience. That's why you gotta keep on posting. But also, when you post videos up each time, it doesn't just teach you the fact of the act of just doing so, but the act of doing it itself will teach you a lot of things. How to record better, if it's one little bit extra, how to improve the way you talk, how you present yourself, how you share your material, what you do, the things you act on upon, and every time you submit every video, you're improving every single time. And every video leads to something much greater than yourself because you start to understand that there's a bigger picture to all this. That if you keep this up, you're gonna find what works. And this comes down to the whole concept of spaghetti on the wall. Now, you might have heard this on one of my first episodes when I told you about this, the spaghetti on the wall rule, but basically how that works is that you keep throwing things in the void. You keep throwing things all over the place until something sticks. Because a lot of creators find themselves in that position where you don't know what actually works for you, because who does? Sometimes a lot of people might have actually started out wanting to have a cooking channel and it turns into becoming a fitness channel. Because what you wanted before may not be what the end result or what your channel is going to be. And sometimes, yes, you might sort out for it to become one thing and it stays like that, but it doesn't always happen. That's because the whole spaghetti on the wall technique. And yes, there's a lot of different terms and terminology out there, but yes, I'm going to use that because it's what works for me. And I'll show you what that means for a quick example, what that actually looks like. So with the channel here, that's just open, this is very new, as you guys know, which is LWB Alex. I did some shorts here earlier, and what's unique about this, and you're gonna see this very clear with just these 5 episodes, you see that the numbers are, some are high, some are low, some are thinking, they're not great numbers, but to me, they're great because it's a very clear indication of what works. And this is gonna be something similar to you guys. You might have 0 views, 15 views, 10 views here, 20 views here, and then boom, a spike, you got 1,000 views. And then again, you only got 4 views here, 5 views here, 6 views here, and then it climbs and goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, what the amazing part about this is, guys, is that it tells a story. It tells a very clear story of where you are. And this is what it means by spaghetti in the wall. Let's pretend that I realized earlier, and at the time I wasn't really pushing towards it. 2 of my videos here clearly have jumped, which is quiet work becoming your true self, and YouTube is replacing small creators. What that tells me there is that people are interested in those topics in my own niche, within the areas that I want to talk about. If I kept pushing on those topics, there's a good chance that was still bringing those same type of people, or even more so because this is what people are interested in. But here's the thing though, I'm not interested in shorts. That's not how I like growing. I like growing on long form. And of course, before I even go even further, guys, for those, if you're going why I'm blabbering on, especially about monetization, growth and self-improvement and so forth, well, it's because I own my own channel. I've already monetized the channel before. So for those who are brand new, I own the channel TBF Alex. Basically, this is basically everything about Total Battle. I got this monetized in 6 months. It's very, very new. I love the game, and that's what it's all about, and it's an evergreen project, but that's a different thing I want to talk about another day. But what I want to say here is that I created this new channel, LWB Alex, because this is my vlogging channel, because I want to show you that anyone can do this, and so can you. And hopefully my strategy techniques will resonate with you, you can try it out with you, and if you're interested, you can always reach out to me. But besides that, let's get back to the channel. So going back here, guys, I didn't want to pursue shorts in a way of making that my own thing, because some things that people do, and there isn't, and I'm going to talk about another day, arguments towards having shorts and long form. I didn't want to get into all that because that's a whole messy business in itself. What I really want to do is use my shorts to help bring them to watch my long form. Or technically just bring them all to long form only, because that's how I want to grow it. And I didn't want to do it any other way. because Shorts is another monster in itself and a platform that you need to learn and master, which is completely different to long form art, which is basically which I would prefer you to be on anyway as a platform. That's just me. And this Spaghetti in the Wall thing is now again, once more I'm doing it over again, but through my vlogging, through this vlogging channel, as I explore different topics, different strategies, different ideas to see what sticks, and depending what happens to lead that direction, well, only time can tell, and I can show you how that works. So that's another thing to let you guys know. Now, here's the thing too, guys, which I said before, when you hear and see a lot about you got to keep on posting, you got to keep on posting, you got to keep on posting, and that goes on and on and on and on. They're not wrong in saying that, because again, at the end of the day, it does take a particular person, a certain machine of a person, to keep on posting. Not everyone can do that. Just because you say you're going to do it doesn't mean you're going to do it. A lot of people say it and don't do it. A lot of people fail after submitting their first video because they realize how much work is involved. They realize that they've overdone it or overstretched themselves or did more than what they could handle. And you find this happens a lot with a lot of early days content creators. But if you can't get past that first bar of 10 videos, 20 videos and bring up yourself to 100 videos, because really, truth be said, like I said on my first episodes here, that it does take about 100 episodes that you're going to have to regret. And those first 100 videos you do are going to be awful. And if you don't learn that this is the thing that you have to do first in order to grow, now I'm sorry to say this, you're not ready to do any social media of any sorts, because it takes a certain type of person to get your foot in the door. And only when you get through that first part, and that's only the first part of the mountain to climb, you won't get any further than that. And because I really want to help you guys out, especially if you're early day content creators, and I just got off the boat of being one and just got here now, I can tell you that firsthand. I know where you're coming from. Because I'm not one to trust in, especially those who watch me now, I hate those guys who say they can monetize and all they have is a monetization channel and nothing more to back themselves up. That's a really fraudulent way of guiding real people of how to grow properly, because they don't themselves have no idea and using a monetized based channel to do that. I don't really have much love for people who do that. So that's why it's always good to ask their credentials. In this case, do you own another channel outside of this monetization channel? Then you can really get a first hand of where this person's really at. And that will help you, especially if you guys are watching this and seeing someone else. Sometimes watching the smaller content creator who just got out of there and they're telling you outright about they've got monetized and proving it too, well, that's enough proof already they got some direction, some idea, because they've just been for the trenches and now getting into where you are right now, right? So that's just a little FYI. Now here's another skill that I want you to know. When you keep posting as well, you learn to build your form, your art form. So this could mean that basically, are you someone who just films off your laptop or of your phone, or do you have proper camera equipment, whatever it is? You don't need much to push the needle. You don't need much to push the needle. What you do need though is that willingness to keep on posting, because as long as you say to yourself that you will keep learning for every episode that you do, and every one episode, even the 1%, and you see this a lot online too, but that 1% that you learn for every episode, that will generate to a prolific amount of experience by the end of the sessions of videos that you do, of that mass amount. And you're gonna go back and rewatch yourself and you'll be cringing, we're going, how can I create such awful content? Only to learn that now you can get even better than that, because you're now climbing and you're doing the hard work, because with hard work then produces fruit. And like this, for example, as I built this channel, I've developed a lot from the start, from building thumbnails, for building titles, for building my content, for building the way I should present, how my conversations come about, to how I build content. This all came out because I just kept on posting, not because of some guru giving me advice. This just came out from just posting videos on a consistent rate with a specific strategy and being just involved. And I'm going to give you more strategies as you keep continuing watching the series. But that's basically the idea. The first step before you can even do anything else is to commit to oneself that you will submit 100 videos, that you will start submitting videos to a point and making sure that you learn each time you submit a video. And then you're going to keep on learning and growing each time and not repeating the same process, especially if it's failing. Because if it's failing, it means that you're not succeeding or achieving the proper means to be able to grow in the right way. And this is where I come back to the whole idea, where if you look at content creators of a whole like these guys and here so forth, They're basically putting things out there, but they're at a different stage of their monetization growth. They're at a different stage of people they're trying to reach out to, and they don't consistently actually care for the one who just stepped out of the door. They don't really care for the one who's going, you know what, why am I getting 0 views? Why am I getting 1 view? Why am I getting 5 views? Why is no one watching? Why am I screaming out to the void and no one's hearing my voice as I'm screaming out? And that is something I'm very passionate about because I know where you're coming from. This is a very normal area where you have to first get over with in order to keep going, but the only way to do that, you got to keep on posting. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. You keep on watching. There's so much more to keep coming on LWB Alex. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Subscribe, put a comment down below, and see you later. Bye now.